Thank you again, everyone, for joining us this afternoon to go over faculty grading in Catalyst. Before we get started, a few reminders. The grading deadline will always be the Wednesday following exam week at 5 p.m. So for this fall semester, the grading deadline is December 14th at 5. Remember, the preferred browsers for Catalyst are Chrome and Firefox. Please do not use Internet Explorer. This last point will be said a few times throughout the WebEx, but faculty must go to Catalyst to post grades. I will be working in a Catalyst and Blackboard test environment. Most of the students you will see in Blackboard and Catalyst are fictional students I created. Others are registrar staff, and I have their consent to use them in our demonstration. The test environments are slightly slower than the live environment, so please don't worry over the lack of speed in the demonstration. I will first start in Blackboard to demonstrate the setup for the Grade Center for faculty members who plan on using Blackboard for grading. Remember, even after grades are entered in Blackboard, faculty will still need to go to Catalyst to post. In Blackboard, you will need to add a column to your Grade Center that will store the official grade that you wish to record in Catalyst. Be sure to identify this new column as set as external grade. And we're going to go ahead and do that now. So I'm going over to the Blackboard grade column. I'm going to click on the arrow, and I'm going to set as external grade. You will see a green check mark in the column heading after this has successfully been completed, as you see here. In the legacy system, you would have exported your grades into online class grading while logged into Blackboard. Effective 2016, you will import your grades into Catalyst while logged into Catalyst, which I will demonstrate a little later on. Now we're going to hop on over to Catalyst. I'm currently in the Faculty Center, and I'm going to click on My Schedule. If you are scheduled to teach classes in more than one semester, be sure you're viewing the schedule for the correct term. All historical terms in which you were assigned to a class are available for your viewing using the Change Term button. Once you select the correct class, which we're going to go ahead and do now, you will click on the grade roster icon next to the class to begin grading. The university will not be using gradebook or assignments at this time, so your only choices will be class roster or grade roster. We will select grade roster. If a student has withdrawn from your class, like Deanne Frederick, we will first need to take action on her withdrawal prior to moving on the grade roster. The U.S. Department of Education regulation governing the award of Title IV aid monies requires UC to verify academic attendance and participation for students who receive Title IV funds. If you, the instructor, do not have records indicating that a withdrawn student has attended or participated, then by default, you will enter the no participation in Catalyst. As a matter of enhancing federal regulation compliance, instructors are required to enter last date of participation for those students who have withdrawn from their class. As instructors, you are not required to take class attendance and may determine at your discretion the means for identifying the student's date of participation. Examples such as assignments, Blackboard group participation, etc. So let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and give Deanne a W. And if you don't remember which options you have, you can select the magnifying glass. And I'm going to go ahead and do that again. So let's hit the magnifying glass. We're going to hit W. And because we said Deanne has participated by selecting the W, we're going to go ahead and enter a last date of attendance. Even though Deanne withdrew on December 2nd, the last time she actually participated in your class was on 10/31/2016. After I've entered that information, I'm going to click Submit Grade Change. And now we have success. So after you see success, scroll back to the top and hit grade roster. It's now highlighted in red. For this class, we are going to import our grades from Blackboard. So go ahead and hit import grades. As you can see, the grades that we entered in Blackboard and for the external grading has now populated into Catalyst. Please double check that the grades are correct before moving on. The grades look good, so let's go ahead and go up to grade roster action. To approval status, we'll need to select approved. After you select approved, please select save. The grades have been saved. You will know that they have been saved because the drop down in the roster grade option is removed. And now we will need to scroll down to the bottom and hit post in order to post the grades. The grades have successfully posted, and the status of posted is in a column next to each student. We have successfully imported our grades from Blackboard to Catalyst and posted our grades so the students can view them in the Student Center. We are now going to go and enter grades in Catalyst and not import grades from Blackboard. Once again, I will navigate to My Faculty Center and My Schedule and select the correct course. I will hit the grade roster icon. Again, we have a student who is withdrawn from the class, and this time we're going to enter a non-participation grade. And we can, if you forget which grades you can enter, you can hit the magnifying glass. And go ahead and hit submit grade change. You can see that it says success. At that point in time, we're going to go back up to grade roster. Now we can begin entering grades for students. You can use the drop down and enter the grade, or you can select multiple students and go down to the bottom and select a grade. And then select add this grade to selected students. You can see that the grades have populated for the selected students that we have chosen. At the bottom, you will notice that we have an arrow to go over because I have 21 students registered in my class and only 20 are viewed right here. So we'll hit the arrow key over, and there's my additional student. You can also arrow back and select View All. If you select View all students registered who need grading will appear. Let's go ahead and grade everybody else. Notice I'm not able to change the grade for the student who has withdrawn. We'll go to the top, select Approved, You can also, if you're unsure if you've successfully graded everybody, you can hit the display unassigned grade only. And I can see that I missed a student, and I can assign a grade and an unselect, and then go to approved. We're going to hit save. And scroll to the bottom and select post. The grades have successfully posted. Currently, we're also going to process a grade change. Notice after you successfully posted grades, a request for grade change link has populated under the grade roster action. If you need to change a grade, select Request Grade Change, and then select the student that you need to change the grade for. You'll scroll to the bottom and hit Submit, and then you'll see success next to the class that you successfully changed, the student that you successfully changed the grade for. And we're going to go ahead and return to grade roster. At this point in time, we've successfully imported grades from Blackboard. We've also demonstrated how to grade in Catalyst, and we've also processed a grade change. At this time, I'm going to turn it back over to Jordan.